Hello. The purpose of this video is to help build your confidence with the basic use of video conferencing for our events and programs. Most events utilize RingCentral as the platform, which will be the focus during this demonstration. All platforms are relatively similar with their functions, so if any events utilize Zoom or other programs, you'll be navigating them in a similar way. Here are some helpful notes to consider when joining a virtual event. Make sure you have a strong internet connection. Some connectivity issues may arise, but they usually resolve themselves within a few minutes. Set yourself up in a place that has good lighting with any materials you may need for the event within reach. Arrive a few minutes early to work through any technical difficulties. And you're welcome to join the session with your video on, if you'd like. It's up to your comfort level and participation level, and if you join a webinar style meeting, it doesn't even have your video on. Mute your microphone unless speaking. There's a dreaded echo, and it helps others focus on the audio of those speaking. Be kind. Events are meant for folks to have fun and be with community, and so we do not allow disrespect. Do not photograph, screenshot, or record anyone in attendance. And do not share offensive content or use inappropriate language. To join an event, you should have received a meeting link in some form. It could have been through a confirmation email that was sent to your inbox following registration, or someone who had registered on your behalf could have shared a link with you. And you can see that in this example, it is embedded next to location in this confirmation email. By clicking on the link in your confirmation email or inserting the link into a browser, it will bring you to this screen. There are two types of ways to connect to the RingCentral meeting. You can join via the browser, or you can join via a downloaded RingCentral application. At the bottom, you will see that there's a way to connect or download the RingCentral meeting. It will look different based off the browser that you use. Or in the same spot for every single browser in the middle, you will see a blue join from your browser, and you can click there. If you choose to connect through your browser, the screen on the left is what will pop up next. There you can type your name and join, or if you have a RingCentral account, if you go in the top right-hand corner, you can click on the login button and log in there. The screen that will follow after that is what is in the right-hand corner on this slide, and I will go through what these buttons look like further in the presentation. If you choose to join through the application, the screen on the left will pop up and have you type in your name, similarly to the browser view. And then it will bring you to the next screen, which is on the right-hand side of the slide. Now with all of these meetings, you can join with computer audio. It depends on what audio you have connected. If you have headsets, AirPods, or you want to use the speaker and microphone on your computer, you can sort of mess around with testing your speaker and testing your microphone to make sure that you can be heard and you can hear others. Once you have joined your audio, you have entered the meeting. Now, depending on the settings that you have with your camera or your microphone, this will look a little bit different. Also, I'm the only one in the room, and so there isn't anyone else to view, and so that is why it looks blank like this. But I will walk you through the bottom bar with those different buttons so you can understand what they mean. One thing to note is you can adjust the size of RingCentral being on your screen. Sometimes when entering, it is automatically full screen, but in this example, if I wanted to minimize this window, I would go to the top right-hand corner in that little box, click on that, and it would get smaller. I could also click Escape on my computer. Depending on what mode you're using to access RingCentral, you can figure out how you want to adjust the size of how it takes up the window, or not. You could leave it full screen to see everything big. Now onto the bottom bar. In the left bottom hand corner, you will see Mute and Start Video. Mute is connected to your microphone, and Start Video is connected to your webcam. If you don't want any audio on, and you don't want any webcam on, you would want two red slashes in that corner. You can see that my Start Video has a red slash and my Mute does not. That means that my microphone is on, but my webcam isn't. And so during a meeting, you can control how you want to participate. If you're speaking, make sure you click on mute and there is not a red slash. And if you want your webcam on, make sure there is not a red slash over Start Video. In the center of the bottom bar, there are 5 icons: Invite, Participants, Share, Chat, and Record. Invite is used to share the invitation URL with other people and should only be shared with other people who have registered for the event. Participants is used to see who else is in the room and how many people are in the room. Right now there's a 1 next to participants, but if someone else had joined, that would be 2, and that number would increase as more people entered the room. Share is used to share content, a window, a presentation, and should only be used if permission is given by the event facilitator. Chat feature can be used to ask a question to the group or to individually message someone. And the record button should only be used if you're given permission to do so, and that would record the whole presentation, the chat, and the whole window and would be able to be exported for future use. In the bottom right-hand corner, you will see in red text, Leave Meeting. You can click on this if at any point during the event you would like to leave. If you are experiencing internet connectivity issues, it can be helpful to leave the meeting and rejoin. The event host does have the ability to end the meeting for all, which would mean that it would end your RingCentral session for the event. And that concludes the basics of using RingCentral. If you have any questions, please contact the Office of Alumni Engagement via email at alumni@snhu.edu or by phone at 603-645-9799. Thank you.